I'm vibing. I'm vibing. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope we are doing very well ahead of this triple game week. Jeez, Manchester United picking up 3 fixtures this week, playing against the likes of Aston Villa, Leicester, and Liverpool. I'm looking forward to it, and I tell you what, I've pulled a little bit of a madness. I'll tell you that I have pulled a little bit of a madness with my team. Let me know in the comments, the comments. That's the one. Say it properly. Come on, man. How you guys are feeling for this game week? Any captaincy thoughts, transfer decisions? We're coming up almost half an hour until the deadline of probably the most kind of like climactic stage of the season, where this season for a lot of people makes or breaks their season. We've had a lot of moments so far, but this is the one. This is the one where the season is probably won or lost. So let me know in the description or in the comments what you guys are planning on doing. Iheanacho captain, Isan says, well, that depends on who else you've got. Iheanacho, a player probably going a little bit more under the radar now because of all the Manchester United chatter. A player who plays against Manchester United in the second fixture that they do have, and they do play against Newcastle tonight as well. It's not a bad option. I'd say if you have any of the Manchester United boys, why not go for them? There is definitely the potential, say with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, that he does play all three. I probably wouldn't be captaining a defender. Iheanacho has been very, very good though over the past few weeks, so I definitely don't mind him at all as your captaincy option. It's just one of them where, with the options that you have this week, just go with the player that you think is going to be the most explosive. If Iheanacho is that player, then 100% you go for it. I will bring on my team now, and you can see what I've done. So for me, being a Crystal Palace fan, I just thought, you know what? There's not really too much for me to play for in terms of overall. 100k is kind of, it's out of, no, just basically probably not going to get a top 100k rank. Mini leagues, not really much to play for, so I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Tripling down on Palace. Captaining's hard because we've got such good fixtures. And then, just pulling an absolute madness. A -12 this week. I brought in Guaita for Leno and starting him over Martinez. Brought in Joel Ward, the absolute baller himself, bombing down the right-hand side. Maguire playing at centre-back. Hopefully he'll play all 3 games. I think he still probably stands a quite good chance. I reckon that he'll play minutes in the Aston Villa game, where he'll probably get subbed off after about the 60th minute. It better be the 60th minute, not the 59th minute. And then we also have a Rashford in for Son. That was just a Hail Mary. You know what? Why the hell not? Rashford got a benching in the Europa League, so I was just like, why would I not bring him in? Especially with the kind of the stage of the season. It's just kind of like, I'm just going to go for it. And then, Zaha, it's just like complete punt on captain. I'm going to be absolutely loving watching that game tomorrow while sinking the beers. Let me know as well if you guys are drinking anything. It's a Friday night. Everyone's chilling. Everyone has a bit of... I mean, to be fair, I don't think everyone is chilling because we're 25 minutes away from the deadline. So maybe after the deadline, we can all chill. But right now, it's panic stations until the deadline. Will Bruno play all 3 games? I have him. Well, I bloody well hope so. I really hope so. I've got him as well. I've not captained him just because I'm on the Zaha captain at the minute, but I think a lot of people will have him captained. I think he's probably the best captaincy option for this game week. He probably stands the best chance out of kind of all players to play, or all of the Manchester United players to play all 3 of the games. But obviously I can't say for sure whether he'll play all 3. I think he'll get minutes in all 3. Whether he starts all 3 is a different question. How's my team? Martinez, Castan, Shaw, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Sigurdsson, Zaha, Fernandes, captain. I like that. Greenwood, Iheanacho, Kane, Wood, benches, Meslier, Lingard, Dallas, and Reguilon. Any changes? The thing about this team that stands out straight for me is the complete punt on Sigurdsson. I don't mind it at all. Sigurdsson's one of those kind of haughty players. On his day, he can go and bang in a 30-yard screamer and you're laughing. So I definitely don't mind that. Zaha, anyone who picks Zaha is definitely going up in my books, Quality player, absolute baller. I think against Sheffield and Southampton, he stands an absolutely great chance of doing very, very well. So I think that team, every single player in that team, apart from Kane and Wood, your two strikers, everyone stands everyone has at least a double game week, and Kane playing against Leeds stands a very, very good chance of doing well. I'm just going to have a look here from who Burnley are playing against, because the only change I would potentially make would be to start Jesse Lingard over Wood, but then, that is possible because you can play a 4-5-1. So let me just check who Burnley are playing, just so I can see. Burnley against Fulham, that's the thing. No, I think that is good. I think the team looks absolutely fine there. Good luck for the game week. I make Diaz to Dean, Mount to Bruno, -4. I think Diaz to Dean, so you're basically +2. And Dean, he's bombing down the wing every time. Diaz doesn't have a double game week. Could even get the bench. Mount does have a double game week, but definitely not as good of an option as Bruno this week. Mount has a double game week, but could also see a rest at some point. He played against City and Arsenal. It's two big games for Chelsea, so most likely you're playing both. But I think, I actually really, really like that move, Dylan. I think for me this week, I think this is the week out of any, if you're going to take -4s, that it is most worth it, just because of the complete punt factor with the Manchester United options. That, if any one of them, Greenwood, Rashford, Bruno, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, plays all 3 games, then they will just pay off the -4 straight away. Straight away they pay it off. So, Dylan, 100%. Especially, I don't know what your guys' kind of, situations are with ranks and mini leagues, but if you need to gain, then 100%. Even if you're staying at the top, I definitely don't mind that move. So, Dylan, I think that's a decent move. Then we must get Fernandes. Fernandes is one of those players this week that is... It depends what you have to do to get in Fernandes. I've seen people moving Salah out on a -4 for Bruno. Now, the problem with that for me is that it's a -4 when the player only has one more fixture that he may not even play, right? And then the week after, Salah plays and Bruno doesn't. And Salah is a cracking captaincy option in game 36. So then if you plan on going Bruno back to Salah for 36, that's another transfer wasted. So it depends what you're doing. I do think Bruno is pretty essential for this game week. But at the same time, it just, as I say, depends on what you have to do to get him in. I have one free transfer. Should I buy Dean for Castan? Thing with that move, it seems a little bit sideways to me. Both of them have double game week fixtures. Castan against Newcastle, Manchester United. Dean, Everton play against... They're playing against Aston Villa. Let me just have a quick look at who the second fixture is against. The FPL corner flag in here with the evening. Oh, hello, fella. Good to see you, mate. And Everton playing against West Ham and Aston Villa. So not the easiest fixtures. That does seem like a pretty sideways move for me. So I'd probably just be holding on to Castagna. Maybe either rolling that free transfer or looking to use that elsewhere. Mo comes in with this hard captain. You are brave. Yeah, man. Why the hell not? It's at the point in the season for me where I've not got loads to play for. And I'm a Palace fan. Massive Palace fan. So I'm like, why the hell not? This is the best opportunity, maybe ever, to captain a Palace player. So, I see Fadzil up. Is that biased me being a Palace fan? 100%. It's one of them where it's a combination of I do think he's a good option, but also I'm a Palace fan. So, it's it's one on top of the other. I think were I not a Palace fan, I'd be captaining Bruno and just be taking Zaha as a bit of a differential option who I'd be if he scored, it'd be great to get me points. Whereas for me, it's just I want a bit of fun. That's why I'm going for the captaincy option on him. So I'm not going to advise, I wouldn't advise that to anybody, but it's just, you know, how I want to play the game and how I think I'm going to have fun this weekend. Is Laka an option or Alba? I don't know what the situation with Lacazette is at the minute in terms of his injury. Aubameyang does look like a pretty decent option though. Playing against West Brom and Chelsea, the West Brom game, he could do something. Arsenal do then blanket game at 36. So I say that Alba is a massive punt as well, considering the other options in that price bracket that you do have. You know, you're talking about Bruno Fernandes, we're talking about Rashford, even Salah, just a mil more. So I do think there are other options that are potentially better. But in terms of ownership-wise, Aubameyang, massive differential, so could really, really play off. Sal, how you doing, mate? Play Leno or Martinez. Out of those two, I'd probably go with Martinez, simply because he'll play both games. Leno's been rotated around a lot recently with Ryan, so, you know, if the mate of me wants to say, you know, go ahead and play Leno, but realistically, play Martinez, fella. Yeah, I don't think Martinez is going to keep clean sheets in either game, but he will play in both games. So Martinez is a safer option for sure. Either sell Jota or Mount. But 1 second. Sorry about that. How about that? I've ordered a takeaway at 6 o'clock and it's arrived at 12 minutes past 6. That is unprecedented. Big up the Chinese takeaway. Jesus Christ, how is that coming 12 minutes? I was expected to be scrying that after the stream, but Jesus, it's here already. My word, but we will go until the deadline. Either sell Jota or Mount, but with 36, Jota looks better. Oh, 100%, yeah. Jota looks really, really good. I mean, the thing is with Jota is you don't know whether he's going to play every game. With the fixtures that Liverpool do have, he could he absolutely smash it even if he comes off the bench. So, yeah, I think Jota probably definitely the one to keep. Mount, just, yeah, it doesn't look that great until the end of the season. Short or Maguire, or captain Nacho over Bruno. Also, do I play Short / Maguire and bench Jota? Interesting one there. So Maguire probably the most likely out of all of the Manchester United options to play all 3 games. Shaw did get the benching at half-time in the Europa League, so he could potentially play all 3 games. It's a hard one with what Solskjaer's come out and said today, that Maguire, you know, he didn't say that he won't play all 3 games. He just said that he won't play all the minutes in all 3 games. So maybe he gets subbed off in the 60th minute against Aston Villa, or at least we hope he at least makes the 60th minute. So I probably would be leaning. It's one of them where you lean towards Maguire on the safety options for potentially playing all 3 games. Shaw obviously have the massive upsides of being very, very attacking. So probably Shaw in that respect if you're looking for the whole potential. And do I captain Nacho over Bruno? That's, you know, it depends. Punt or safety. You know, Bruno, safe option. Nacho is a punt for sure. And do you play Shaw, Maguire and bench Jota? Oh, that's a tough one. Jota more Hawley, but sure, you know, Shaw and Maguire with the potential of playing a triple game week. Can you miss out on a triple game week? I don't know. Rashford, Lacazette, or Alba, Greenwood, or Watkins. Rashford, Lacazette, or Alba, Greenwood, Watkins on a free hit. I'd be going Rashford, Zaha, right? I don't necessarily, unless you know that Lacazette is fit. If that news is out, then Lacazette's fine. But if Lacazette isn't fit, then maybe lobbing Watkins in there instead. I'm trying to think of another. Or lob DC. So go Rashford, DCL, Zaha. I think that is a cracking combination. Zaha for Lingard or Jota. Oh, that's tough. Probably Jota, just because Lingard will play in every single game till the end of the season. Although Jota's got the double and does have good fixtures, I don't think he's going to play in every single game, whereas Lingard will, and has been on such good form of late that I think Lingard has to stay for me. Wan-Bissaka or Shaw for Fofana or Aspi. Probably Aspi for me. Aspi look absolutely knackered in the Champions League. Chelsea then do go and miss the game at 36 and don't have great fixtures till the end of the season. So I think Aspi out and probably Wan-Bissaka for me in, most likely to play more games. And they're both basically equal for bonus points. Sure, maybe a little bit more attacking, but Wan-Bissaka is still good for those attacking returns as well. Thoughts on captaining Rashford? Rashford is probably one of the players that is most likely to play all 3 games, especially with that benching. And I do think he could, he could be really, really good against Aston Villa. So I don't mind it. And it's just one of those where double, triple game week for United, he could pop off. Any one of those Manchester United players could absolutely pop off. So just go with your gut in that respect. If you're feeling Rashford, we're coming to the end of the season, obviously depending on your league status, your mini league status, that is, your overall status. For me, it's got to a stage where I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it. And yeah, if depending on what your situation is, why the hell not? I have Rashi and Bruno right now, thinking about the third player, Greenwood or Cavani. Out of that third, I'd probably be going for Greenwood, personally. I reckon I'd be going for Greenwood. More likely to play minutes. Probably more likely to haul as well. We've seen him pick up a few double-digit hauls of late, and yeah, I think Green would be the one for me. Won't be rotated anymore since they won't be in the final. Now the thing with the Leno rotation though was it's a hard one, because I think Leno was rotated more because he had a bad game than because of the Europa League. Like, that Everton game was really poor from him. With goalkeepers, they don't get rotated because of fitness. I don't think so anyway. Maybe they need a rest, but they're playing a goal. They do have to concentrate very hard, but I think the mistake against Everton was the reason that Ryan played against Fulham and Leno didn't. So I still think there's potential of rotation there in that Arsenal goalkeeping spot. Start Target, Wood or Lingard, have Martinez in goal. That's the thing with this week. I think Martinez, it's one of them where personally I'm not playing him, so obviously I'm kind of a little bit biased there and hoping that he doesn't play. He will play both games, but hoping he doesn't keep clean sheets in both games. But the fact that he's playing against Manchester United in the first fixture, I don't think that's going to be a clean sheet. Could pick up plenty of save points. There's a bonus. And it's Everton in the second fixture, when Everton are kind of notoriously this season a much better attacking side than they are defensively. So I can definitely see Everton at least pipping one goal like they did in the reverse fixture, which was only played a few weeks ago. So yeah, I can see Martinez playing both, picking up some save points, but not necessarily keeping the clean sheet. Wood or Lingard, see, the thing is, Target obviously has the double game week, but as I've just said, if I'm not backing Target, or if I'm not backing Aston Villa to get a clean sheet, then I'd probably go for Wood in that situation. I actually kind of back Wood to get, a potential 9-point, even a brace in that game, so I don't mind that at all. Ole said Maguire getting rotated. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm pretty sure he said though that like his minutes would be limited, not necessarily that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just holding out for it, hoping. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. Oh well. I'm benching Kane for Lingard. Well, that's a big move, especially when Kane's playing against Leeds. But you know what? You do you, mate. You do you. Ward-Prowse or Eze for this week. I think Ward-Prowse is a safer pick on penalties, on free kicks, on corners. The guy's an absolute boss, man. He's got much more attacking returns than Eze this season. But Eze, playing at Sheffield United, he scored that absolutely wonderful goal in the reverse fixture this season, and could do well. But I think I would be leaning more towards Ward-Prowse. Especially with the fixtures that Southampton have afterwards. I think that Ward-Prowse probably is the better option, but Eze definitely could do very well as well. So it's a tough pick. Oh, sure, Brennan will start with 3. Captain Salah differential. As all I go in the. I mean, yeah, I completely agree. I'm not like, I cannot say with surety that Bruno will start all 3 games. I think he'll get minutes in all 3 games. Whether he starts all 3 games, I don't know, to be honest. I think he'll start at least 2 of them. And then in the third, it could be him, getting pulled off at halftime, being brought on at halftime, depending on the situation. It'll be interesting because I think the Aston Villa game will be very telling, because the Leicester game and the Liverpool game are bigger. for them in terms of Champions League spot for next season. Just because, you know, if they beat Leicester and they beat Liverpool, they all but confirm that they are going to be playing in the Champions League next season. But if they lose both of those games, then they do sink themselves down a little bit to kind of being a little bit more in contention and maybe slipping out of the Champions League spots. They do have a decent gap at the minute, but it's one of them where he'll want his strongest players for those two games. So the Aston Villa game will be telling, you know, if the likes of Maguire plays in the Aston Villa game, I definitely see him playing in the Leicester and the Liverpool game. I can't see him being benched for those two games. But it will be a very interesting one. Do you think it's worth going to -8 for transfer Alpha? Lingard Alpha Eze, like, if it was a different player, like, just because Lingard has such good fixtures until the end of the season, probably not. If it was for Zaha, I'd be more debating it, just because like Zaha's more likely to do well than Eze. But for Eze, that's maybe a little bit too much of a punt. But you know what? If you know, this game week is all about just going with your gut and feeling it. So if you're in that why the hell not mood, like I am, then why the hell not go for it? With United's next two home games get cancelled again. Well, if they get cancelled again, I guess, you know, you then still have those players for a double game week. So, yeah, it's not like, you know, you will still be owed that fixture from those players. And it may, you know, for those of us who've tripled up on United, one of the games getting cancelled may not be the worst thing in the world, because it means that the likes of Rashford, Maguire, Bruno will all then play in that fixture. So people saying, oh, you know, I think it'd be funny if in this triple game week one of the games gets cancelled. I think it would actually benefit the people who brought these assets in more if the game gets cancelled, because the likes of Maguire, Rashford, Bruno will then all play in the fixture when it gets rescheduled. So, yeah, if the game gets rescheduled, I wouldn't be worrying too much. Is having Greenwood, Bruno, Rashford too much? Nah, why the hell not, man? Why the hell not? The thing is, it's all about your current situation. You know, as I said before, I'm currently in the situation of why the hell not? You know, don't really have much to play for in the overall ranks. Not much to play for in my mini league. So I'm just like, you know, I'm punting towards the end of the season. Just going to have a bit of fun with it. Palace fan, so I'm captaining Zaha. Tripling up on United because they got a triple game week. Why the hell not? I'm just absolutely going for it towards the end of the season. Next week, I'll probably do pull a madness next week, because it's at the stage of the season where I just want to have a bit of fun with my transfers. Not really put too much on it. And just, yeah, why the hell not? Play Rudiger or Son. Interesting one. Probably Son for me. Rudiger could easily get benched in one of the games, and if he's going to play one of the games, probably be the City game, which they're most likely to concede him. Son could absolutely haul against Leeds. So even though it's a double game with Rudiger potential, I'd probably still be going for Son. Yeah, I'd rather bench Lingard or Welbeck this week. I'd rather bench Welbeck probably. Who are Brighton? I can't remember who are Brighton playing, but yeah, Lingard with definitely the much higher attacking potential than Welbeck. Captain Rashford or Green, probably Rashford. I back Rashford more, but Greenwood's still a massive punt. The hard captain question, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just going for it. The same. Just so, man, thanks, Avish. I really appreciate it. As you're coming in with 6 more minutes, yeah, guys, we've got 5 more minutes now. Make sure you have the captaincy options, your transfers that you want to complete, everyone in the correct positions. I'm just going to double check my team quickly, because why in the hell not? I've got that screenshot. My main man, Guaita Ward and Zaha, like, that is a beautiful sign, the Palace fan. The triple up on Crystal Palace, like, that is absolutely beautiful. Get your last minute transfer decisions in, last minute captaincy picks as well. You've got 4 minutes to go until the deadline. Manchester United with, I think, the first ever triple game week in ever in FPL history. So yeah, we're making history. Will a Manchester United player play all 3 games across the triple. That is something that could also break history, and we will find out. I can't wait for majority capture Fernandes to immediately get injured in the first match. We'll see, man. We'll see. Even though it depends, because I don't know whether I own Fernandes, but will his effective ownership still be too high? If I don't captain him, my rank will go down. Like, that's an interesting one, because I know a lot of people, but mainly just in the Twitter sphere, were getting rid of him. Maybe a lot of people overall, his effective ownership probably still very, very high. Will Diaz play more now with less fixture? I think Diaz will probably most likely play every game until the end of the season, just to kind of maintain form. But it's one of them, yeah. If you have Diaz, like, he doesn't have a double game week, so I don't mind getting rid of him. But if you own him, then from here until the end of the season, definitely not bad. Bad for Jota this week? Yeah, Jota. You got to be going with Jota. You know, the potential of a double game week. Bamford playing against Spurs, not the easiest fixture at all. Nah, not at all. They know Bamford easily could go and score against Leeds. Against Leeds? He plays for Leeds. God damn. Could easily go and score against Spurs, but with the potential of Jota, you know, playing against Southampton, playing against Manchester United on that last fixture when Manchester United players are going to be absolutely knackered because they've just played, you know, that'll be their third game. That'll be their fourth game, within the space of like basically a week. You know, yeah, crazy. Iheanacho captain, mate. Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of them. If you fancy the punt on Iheanacho, why the hell not? That's up to you. Why in the hell not? Look, we've got 2 minutes until the deadline with Iheanacho captain. You know, it's one of them where it's like you go punty with Iheanacho, you go safe with Bruno, you go kind of mid tier with Salah. It's like completely up to you. You got time to flip a coin. Why the hell not? And then if you flip a coin and it lands on Iheanacho, you will then know whether you actually want to captain Iheanacho. So, yeah, last minute decisions, obviously making the decision within the last 2 minutes of the deadline. Could it pay off or could it not? We will find out. But yeah, very, very interesting. Do you know that my food has arrived? The Chinese are saying in 12 minutes. That's absolutely absurd. Now we've got 1 minute ticking down until the deadline. Make sure you have got your screenshots ready to send in the group chat. That is very, very important. Make sure you have your captaincy choices on point. Zaha captain. Is anybody joining me with the Zaha captain? That is the question. That is the huge one. And then make sure you've made all your transfers. Everyone is correctly placed. Make sure, you know, you haven't transferred someone in and they're sitting there on your bench. Make sure you do your bench correctly as well. Although it's, you know, it is a double game week, so most likely you won't be seeing any of your bench players. But just in case, make sure you have your bench in order. And we are ticking down unto the last minute of the game week 35, the history deadline, where we have the triple game week for Manchester United. And I think there we go. That is time for me anyway. I think that's time. Pick team. I can still change my team just about. Captain Calvert-Lewin. Jeez, Moyes. That is a massive punt. I've not seen anyone else come out with that so far. So fair play to you. Thoughts? I mean, as I say, playing Aston Villa and West Ham, I definitely think Calvert-Lewin can start. And like, considering I've definitely been saying that Calvert-Lewin is a decent pick for this game week, I don't see why the hell, like, you know, it's a punt. It's in a similar boat as me, where I'm captaining Wilf, you know. So DCL is almost, in my book, a bit of a better captain than him. So I can't really say much against it, you know. Absolutely fair play to you. Captaining DCL, Manta Bruno, Son to Rashford, -4, 3 man midfielders, 9 double triple players. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, but 9 double triple players. Son to Rashford, the exact same move that I did for -4. I just felt, you know, it's at that stage of the season where Rashford could play all 3 games, and if he does play all three games, he basically makes up that -4 and then has a potential of scoring. So why in the hell not? So Dylan, yeah, I really like that. When it's Villa in the weekend. And I like the look of him. Yeah, completely fair, Moise. Like, he scored against Villa in the reverse fixture. So fuck it, yeah. Why the hell not? That is kind of my mantra at the minute. Why the hell not? And I will be pulling madnesses this time next week as well. I've already got my plans in place, and so yeah, tune in then for the absolute madnesses that will happen this week. But good luck everyone for this week. It's going to be a long one, considering we don't have football doesn't stop until like next week, like Monday or Tuesday. So we've got a lot of football ahead of us. But enjoy it. Have a good weekend, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers, guys, and don't forget that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you later. Have a good one.